I am now joined by two members of, a member each from St. Ignatius and from St. Edward. We've got offensive lineman Jacob-Ready and quarterback Brett Kean from St. Ignatius and St. Edward. Guys, we're going to play a little game show. It's game time. So we're going to go higher or lower. I'm going to give you guys your scoring beacons. And here's how we're going to play. I'm going to read a stat from the rivalry. And you just tell me if the real stat is higher or lower. So show everybody, show the camera, flip it up, flip it down, and we're going. It's going to be best out of 5, and we'll see who wins. All right. I'm going to shield my answers here so Brett can't see. In 2011, Tim Schenk kicked a field goal on the final play of regulation to give St. Ignatius a 20-17 win in the only playoff meeting between the two schools. Was the yardage of Schenk's field goal higher or lower than 35 yards? And Jacob, you have lower, and Brett, you have higher. The right answer is lower. 32 yards was the game-winning field goal by Tim Schenk. All right, so we got 1-0. Here we go. It's competitive. We've got a studio audience. Everybody's, on edge here, so a lot on the line here. You can cheer for your teammates too. Very good. In 2012, St. Edward wideout Anthony Young hauled in a flea flicker pass from quarterback Ryan Fallon on 4th and inches, tied the score, and proved to be a pivotal play in the Eagles' 20-13 win at Byers Field. Was the official yardage of the play higher or lower than 42 yards? Brett, you say higher. Jacob, you say lower. The right answer is lower, 33 yards.
Good job, Jacob.
I was at the game. I wasn't.
So, all right, you were in Florida at the time, weren't you?
Yeah, you said this was before we were born.
Well,
tricking me.
the next couple ones are actually from before.
Got to even the playing field.
Here we go. I encourage your opposition. That's great. Don't do it on Saturday. In 1993, the triple overtime classic that you've all heard so much about, St. Ignatius quarterback Scott Mutrin and St. Edward quarterback Bobby Adams staged a classic gunslingers battle. Was the combined number of touchdown passes thrown by Mutrin and Adams higher or lower than 8? Brett, you say higher. Jacob, you say higher. You're correct. Both are correct. The total was 9, 4 for Adams and 5 for Mutrin. All right, we've got 3 here, but we're gonna finish out. We'll finish out the last 2 questions just to have some fun. In 1991, St. Edward handed St. Ignatius its second loss of the season, 14-10 in Week 8. Eagles running back Ron Hutchings scored what proved to be the game-winning touchdown early in the 3rd quarter. Was the yardage on Hutchings' run higher or lower than 50 yards? Jacob says higher, Brett says lower. The correct answer, 52 yards higher.
Dang.
All right, we've got one more. This goes back to the year 2000. And the final question we have here, I'm going to show Brett the answer right there.
All right. I might get it wrong still.
In 2000, St. Ignatius jumped out to an early lead when Eagles quarterback Troy Smith, you've heard of him, right?
Yeah.
All right. Troy Smith threw a pick 6 to defensive back Luis Martinez in the 1st quarter. Was the yardage of Martinez's return higher or lower than 80 yards?
You go first, and then.
Brett says higher. Jacob says lower. The correct answer is higher. Brett gets that one right. Shake hands, fellas. That was an excellent game.
Good game, man.
Well played. Guys, what should we expect on Saturday night when you guys hit the field?
Well, both are great programs, and it'll be a great game.
Yeah, hard-fought game, really good game, great environment, and I don't know, people have to be there to really experience it. So.
All right, well, we'll hold you to that, and we'll be there for sure.